Good God afternoon, people of God. You have tuned into another episode of The Solutions. I am your host, Minister Corey Wright. As always, we know what the problems are. We know we need to solve them. What I offer on this platform is solutions. Dedicated active action that bring about true change, not just talked about change. And no excuses. Excuses are man's tools of incompetence that build bridges to nowhere and monuments of nothing. What's good? What's good? Daniel Miller Soul. What's good, Mr. Davis? It's good to see you, man. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the support. People of God, I am excited. Today we are talking about the upcoming CD. I Check Myself is Your Turn. It will be available in CD and DVD form. And as always, we looking for sponsors. You can always donate. My GoFund page is set up. You can donate. Any donation to be greatly appreciated. Thank you all that have donated. I bless you. Those that have donated, you will get a free copy of CD and DVD, whichever one you want for copying. The DVD, the DVD and the CD, they'll be $10. You'll be able to buy them in form, or you can go and download. I'll give all information at a later date, far as where you could download the DVD, download the CD, buy the CD. It's gonna be on Amazon. It's gonna be on GoDaddy. It's gonna be on a lot of places where you could buy it. Um, and I pray it bless your life. This show is about me talking about the CD and the reason why I came up with the CD. The CD, again, is called I Check Myself, It's Your Turn. And what I wanted to accomplish in the CD is I wanted people to be responsible for the change they need to make. Be responsible. Be the change that you're asking everyone else to be. A lot of times in life, we're always telling people what they should do and what they could do, but we don't realize that people are visual creatures and they do what they see. My mom used to always tell me, just don't do what I do, but do what I see. Do what you see. Don't just do what you do what you see. So what I wanted to do is make people responsible for being the change that they want to be. So if I want to stop drinking, I'm going to do it first. If I want somebody else to stop cursing, I'm going to stop cursing first. If I want people to lift up and build up our community, I'm going to do it first. I'm going to be the change that I require people to be. If we can get to that first notion about being the change, or being the song of God, allowing us to go out and sing into the communities and do things, then we will see the change. And people will say, okay, you're not doing something that's not too big for you. Good morning. Hey, Miss Georgia. Glad you tuned in. As soon as I get copies of CDs, I'm going to make sure I get you one. So again, and then I got a lot of concepts. When God gave me this CD, I didn't know what I was going to name it. And he gave me this concept in the dream, like, okay, I kept hearing in the dream, check yourself. I kept hearing say, I got to check myself. And then I said, that's it. I'm gonna check myself, because I remember it really came to me when I had my surgery. When I had my surgery, I was really talking about changing. Let me change my weight. I got to change with eating and everything. And I realized that so many people, or friends of mine, have wanted to have the surgery. And just to let people know who want to have the surgery, on an upcoming show, probably in June, I have the doctor that did the surgery on me. He will be in the studio, live in the studio, along with the dietitian. Both of them will be here and tell you exactly what you got to go through, the exact process. What's up, Miss Amber? Hey, it's good to see you. I'm glad you tuned in. And they will be in the studio. But what I want to talk about is the CD. People of God, you will be able to purchase the CD in June. You'll be able to purchase the CD from Amazon, from GoDaddy. You'll be able to purchase CD, and you will be able to purchase the DVD. It is a must-have. It will bless your life. I have concepts, various concepts to give us back control of our lives, to give us back control, make us think about our mechanics. And I deal a lot with results. And the reason why I deal a lot with results is because people, we have to line up what we do in our lives according to our results. And the way we get results, the right results, is through the mechanics. We have made the world a spiritual, pseudo-spiritual place where everything has to be in the universe, or everything has to be spiritual, but not understanding that everything that you do is a a series of mechanics. If I want to be a doctor, again, I have to go through medical school. I have to go through the years of school. I have to take the years of residency in the hospital. I have to do everything that comes with being a doctor. It's a choice. And I have to choose that choice. And I'll know if I'm a doctor by my results. It's just like somebody, my man Mushani, wow. Oh man, God bless you, Mushani. Mushani Ransom. This was one of my big brothers when I was growing up that always had my back, man. Thank you for tuning in. Wow. I got you on the line. I know I'm somebody now, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I keep up the good work. Make sure you get a copy of the CD or the DVD. It'll be out shortly. I'll make sure you get it. But I'm dealing with a lot of concepts with people. I'm dealing with a lot of concepts with relationships, because the greatest person to psychoanalyze in life is ourselves. Because, see, we're the only ones that's going to make us always right. We're the only ones that's never going to see what we do. We always see everybody else's part in our place in life and what we do in life, but we'll never see the fact that we do things and that we attract what we're getting in our lives. Like I say in the CD, if you're bleeding, don't jump in a sea full of sharks, because they can smell the blood. So the question is, what blood are you giving out? And see, if we realize that we're bleeding and we realize that we're hurt and we realize that we need to be healed, then we'll know before we get into that water. Miss Kim Stratton, oh man, Grammy Award winner, Stellar winner, Kim Stratton is watching, y'all. I'm definitely somebody that. Wow, one of the greatest gospel singers ever. Her song "Broken," I listened to about 397 times a day for a whole summer. It was so brilliant. Thank you for watching. But again, people of God, I am promoting this CD. I am promoting this DVD. It's the same as my shirt. You can get a combo, and I'll give you all information at a later date where you can get a combo of the shirt and the CD, or a combo of the DVD and the CD. I see she laughing. That you can get, because again, we want to take the responsibility to change ourselves. We want to take the responsibility to be able to do what it is we're requiring people to do. If we did that, if we checked ourselves, I guarantee you that everything in every relationship in life would be so much different, including our lives. I want to activate people. Miss Dominique Lewis, hey, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. I want to activate people right away to understand that you are responsible for your own change. Nobody owes you nothing. You are responsible to be who you are called to be. And God gave you everything you need to do it. The Bible says he knew us before the foundations of the world. We have we got this notion in our mind, and I'm dealing with it in the CD and the DVD, that we're waiting on God. That is totally false. God gave you everything you need in the house of you already. He already gave you. We have to look at what we're doing and what we do well. See, our answer out is always what God put in us to do. And you will know what God put in you to do, what you do well. We have to get to this point where we have to stop doing things that we're not commissioned to do. I can try to do surgery in the hospital, and I might be able to stitch somebody up, but I guarantee you, if it's a life or death situation, I have to commit surgery or do surgery, that person gonna die, because I was not commissioned to do surgery. I was commissioned to speak. I was commissioned to talk. I was on my way here. Yeah, thank you, Georgia. Yes, he's equipped us. He's equipped us everything we do. That's why if you want to be what God wants you to be, find out what it is he gave you to do and keep doing it. It will get you the results you could never, ever imagine. But at the same time, understand that you are not created to do everything. You were created to do certain things in life. It is your job as a created being of God who gave you his spirit to leave this world better than you found it. And the only way you can leave this world better than you found it is to know what you offer to the world and give it to the world. That's good. I like that. That's good. To know what you do and give it to the world. So please, people, it was a great experience. I want to say on national radio that I want to thank two of the most important people in my life right now who gave me this opportunity. That's Wanda and that's Earl. I thank them for being patient because everybody that know me and everybody watching know how hard headed I am. I don't mean to be, but I could be one of the most hard headed people in the world. But again, yeah, this is true. That's cold, Bushati, but but somebody say that's true. But yes, I could be one of the most hard headed people in the world. And they took the vision and they made it. Oh no, I don't need that many hards. If I ain't that hard headed, don't start none, won't be none. Now I know who send up the hards. I could, hey, you know, but um, they took the vision. That's cold, Kim. That's cold, Kim. That's right. You know. I'm trying. I'm learning. I'm ready to repent. I'm on national radio on my show saying how great these people are, amazing they are. They gave me a DVD. I watched the DVD about 377 times already, and I just got it yesterday. I heard the CD. It was amazing. Um, don't start. I ain't hard headed, Carmen. See, you see that? That's okay. But it is amazing. And I used to think that you had to say a whole lot. And I remember when I was talking to the producer, he said, well, you don't need to say a whole lot. You need to say enough that you get the people's attention and you get them thinking. See, I can be long-winded sometimes and I can keep on, hey, Vanessa, how you doing? I appreciate it, Vanessa. Vanessa be on here next Wednesday. Vanessa set this place on fire. She set this place on fire. Man, they want her back. I got so many emails and so many messages about how good she was. Man, hi, my man. I'm glad to see you making a difference. I'm trying to make a difference. I want to. I check myself first. I had to learn a lot of lessons. So I want to thank the owner, and I want to thank the producer Wanda. Both of them for being patient. Both of them for seeing my vision. And believe me, when you see this, you see what you get, and you're gonna be amazed because I'm amazed, and I was in it. I'm still amazed on how they were able to capture what it is I said. So I'm waiting. That I know the next project is going to be Empire State Building, Sears Tower. That's how big it's going to be. But I really honestly wanted to come across the people is to change what you do. Change what you do in life. That is so important to me to get that to people because you know it, uh, I'm the first person to say I love Black Lives Matter and Black Lives Matter, but Black lives have to matter to Black lives. Black lives have to matter to Black lives. We can't look for a government or we can't look for police to clean up our communities. We got to start cleaning up our communities ourselves. We can't be afraid of our kids, afraid of our community. We have to check ourselves first. And somebody asked me a question today. They said, this generation is crazy. I mean, stuff happened. I said, you know why? Because we're asking generation to stand up for themselves instead of we standing up for them. Because my mom, again, like I always say, she'll say, do what I say, but do what I do. Because my mom knew that she had to be an example of a strong person so that I could be an example of a strong person. And I wrote today on Facebook, and I'm always saying it on Facebook, we don't know how what we do affects so many lives. I would have never thought that being on the radio would affect so many lives. I know sometimes we might get tired, and I always say that to the owner of the station. Sometimes you might say to yourself, wow, I get tired, but what you're doing and the service that you're putting out to people, it affects so many people. I realize that every time I go after my dream, it affects my kids going after their dreams and their kids and their kids. So I understand that I have to be the role model. I have to be the change, but I have to check myself. I also talk about personal relationships like we talked about yesterday on the show, but I talk about on CD about relationships with yourself. You know what I mean? What is it that you're doing to make people react to you the way they're reacting? You know what I'm saying? You got to understand that your perception or what you say or how you say it or how you do it, it affects their relationship with them forever. If I walk up to somebody and I want to always belittle them, and I want to always demean them, and I want to always bring them down, then I have set a standard of a relationship with me and that person that they're going to constantly get demeaned, brung down, and I'm not realizing I'm doing that because they accepted to allow me to do that. But I have to take responsibility for myself. So, people of God, during this hour, I want to talk about some more principal seeds, but I want you to understand that you have to be responsible for the relationship and the way you take people. You got to be responsible for that. It is, I feel like, um, one of the greatest relationships I have with my pastor. Pastor Sams will be here tomorrow. And the reason why I have an amazing relationship with Pastor Sams, because Pastor Sam said everything that I'm doing today and then getting frustrated, I didn't get it right away. He said the radio, the first person I ever interviewed on radio was Pastor Sams. The first show I ever did where you get was with Pastor Sams. Then the first show I did by myself was him allowing me to do my show. Him and Mother Henderson said that I would be on radio, that I would be doing this, that I would be reaching the masses because the masses need to be reached. And then once I understood that and understood that what I say on this platform and what I do on this platform, what I put out on this platform is affecting people, because this platform gets me into places that I can't normally get to. Sometimes people are listening to this or listening to what you say or listening to what you text, what you write, what you speak long before and after you said it. They play it over and over in your mind. So you have to really be careful what you put out. So you have to check yourself. You got to understand, what would you do if I was in the same position? What would I do? You know what I mean? That's why I also speak about two concepts in here, that I am against the notion of being proactive. You know, I'm against the what you know when people say, "Well, I'm loading up for where I'm going." No, you're not, because some situations you will never know until you get there. Like I said on the CD, if I am in the gutter and I am thinking gutter thoughts, I got thinking gutter mentality, and I am thinking gutter, then therefore I cannot prepare for the penthouse. I can prepare to get to the penthouse, but I can't prepare when I'm in the penthouse. Because if I get everything in a gutter state of mind, all I'm going to do is take the penthouse to an elevated gutter. So I have to be reactive. I have to be reactive in a situation. So many people are proactive. So many people are loaded up in their lives. That's why they get into relationships. They get into situations. They already load up perceived notions. So what happened is they're fighting double fights. They're fighting to fight what they have to do to be reactive, but they haven't fighting to fight or what they think proactively, what they bought from their past that don't work now. I am not going to bring what I don't know into what I don't know. I am not going to bring that didn't work for me into what I want to work for me. See, I have to change those mechanics. So when I tell people all the time, get into the place that you want to be in first, then make the decision on what you doing in it. I stopped earlier today and I spoke to a gentleman today, and he was saying the last time I seen you, you were almost Hey, I said, thank you, man. I just changed your life. I appreciate that. My man Mushadi, I appreciate that, man. Inbox me your number, man. We're going to get together, man, and talk, because, you know, I appreciate you, man. I really appreciate those kind words, man. God bless you. I was talking to somebody today, and somebody said to me, I haven't seen you in months. I haven't seen you in a long time. Last time I seen you was over 400 pounds. And I said 417 pounds. He said, man, you know, you look great today, man. I'm looking at how God blessed you, and he looked great today, man. And he said, man, I'm going to change. And I said, then he started talking and I said, I want you to keep in mind when Jesus was on the cross. When Jesus was on the cross, there was two thieves with Jesus on the cross. And sometimes we have to understand that we are nailed to our situation, that the only person we got is change in Jesus. That's all we got. Well, all we got is Jesus, and then you got to change. But you had one thief on the cross. You nailed to your situation. You are dying in your situation. The only thing you got going for you is the fact that God is on the cross next to you. That's the only thing you got. And see, what he was doing was, even in the worst state he was in, he was trying to make a deal with God. See, you got to understand there are some changes in life you just got to make. There ain't no more deals. You are nailed to it. You are being crucified from it. You are dying for the situation you are in. You have to make a change. He didn't get that. But see, the other thief, he knew what he did. He said, we deserve to be on this cross. We deserve our fate. We deserve what happened to us, but not this man. He hasn't done nothing. And one thing I love about him, because see, God knows when you're sincere about change, because you ain't got to tell God what you done. He said, Lord, when you enter in your kingdom, remember me. He said, remember me. See, Jesus stopped giving up his life for a second just to save him. He said, because nobody took Jesus' life, he gave it to him. He gave it up for us. He said, with this day, you will be with me in paradise. He said, this day, your life is changed. This day, you have to die within yourself. My pastor used to always tell me a lot of times, you have to be teachable. You have to be humble to learn. You have to be teachable. And I wasn't always teachable. I was always one of them people that I was looking at the smaller stage instead of looking at the stage that God wanted me on. I wanted to preach so bad. When I first became a minister, I wanted to preach so bad. And most people think because you're a minister that your ministry is always in the pulpit, when there are so many greater ministries that's not even in the pulpit. There are so many amazing people in God that's never preached in a pulpit, but reached masses of people. And what he said when he prophesied, and then Sunday, he blessed me. He blessed, God anointed my head for the new season I'm in through my pastor. The service is on my page. It touched me forever because when I went into church, I was broken. And the worst thing you can do is to go to a church broken, but you're so positive and you're so much of a speaker and so many people depending on you that you don't realize you're depleted and empty. That's why this whole week I've changed my service, my show, to bring people on my show that's going to uplift. Yesterday, Pastor Ford did a phenomenal job. And tomorrow I got my Pastor Robert Sams II on here to deliver a word for the people that's confused, that's broken, that's hurting. Tomorrow, next week, next Wednesday, I have Vanessa Canterbury, who's watching, amazing woman of God, amazing speaker. Then I have Thursday, I have Pastor Angela Johnson be on next Thursday. And then Friday, I have again Pastor Sams and his fiance to talk about family dysfunction. Because people, we need to get healed. We need to get healed. We need to check ourselves first, and we need to be delivered. And this CD and DVD, you got to get. And don't just get. Put these concepts to work. We want an immediate change, an immediate change by immediate renewal of our mind, the immediate change of our mind. That's how we change. That's how it starts. Nobody owes us nothing. Let's get this notion out of our head. I don't care what hand that you've been dealt in life. You don't have to keep playing it. But nobody owes you nothing. You have been given all the blessings and all the things you got in you by God to change. But you got to be who God called you to be by first checking yourself. If you check yourself, then everybody else will check themselves because they'll see. Because nothing like an example. Nothing like an example. I say it all the time, and I say it on CD. I've learned more working at this radio station from Wanda and Earl than I've learned in years of broadcasting school. I went to the Illinois Center for Broadcasting. I thought I knew what I was doing. I knew how to write a song. I knew how to come in with a song. I knew how to do all these things they teach you. And I got here and didn't know nothing. Didn't know a thing. Earl say, watch this. This is going to get better. It'll start rolling. It'll start doing it. Now I know how to interview people. I know how to ask activating questions. It's a lot of times my pastor come and say, I'm not going to say, now I'm going to let everybody else say something. As soon as I ask a question that make him, what's up, cousin? My cousin, Rebecca, watching, how you doing? As soon as I ask a question to activate people, then they activate. I know somebody said they can only talk for 15 minutes. As soon as they got on my show, we talked for 2 hours. The Carmen said, you don't probably don't get 5 minutes out of me. Okay, well, look up. You and Pastor Childress, we was here for 2 hours talking. Because again, I've learned these skills. I've learned how to bring people to an emotional point, but bring them back. Don't let people go over the edge. These are things, and I'll do this because this is what's in me to do. I have no questions except when I got Pastor Ford and Pastor Sam's together, the dynamic duo. Then I have questions that people have given me, but I have no questions or no format. Len, I ask quick people the questions that's given to me from God in my heart to ask the question. And that activates them because that gives them real questions. Because I don't want anybody to prepare for anything. Sometimes you have to get the real. The real must touch people. But people of God, you are going to be blessed with this CD. And I want to talk about it today because it'll be coming out soon. I have a release party coming up soon, where I'll be doing a release party where I'll be doing another live a live CD taping that night. So I'll be releasing this CD, but I'll also be doing another live performance. And this one is coming from what my pastor said, that God will never give you a test without teaching you something. That's going to be the name of that CD, which is going to be taped, but that's going to be taped that night for this CD party. It's called God Will Never Give You a Test Without Teaching You Something. And my pastor brilliantly explained that. So many people think that they're going through a test to show you who God is. No, God is throwing you to a test to show you who you are in God. See, God don't need to show anybody that he's God. He know he's God all by himself. But he's trying to show you what he put in you. And so many times we don't understand that the test is not to kill us, but to make us strong. But we have been taught the lesson all the time. That's why, when you look at the older ladies in your family, you look at your mothers, your grandmas, they knew how to stretch a dollar. So when they get into a rough time, God wasn't testing them. God knew when they got into that rough time, they could stretch a little bit that he gave them to make it, but then he always gave them enough. So it ain't always what you have, is what you do with what you have. But at the same time, God knows what he put in you. So I had to learn this Sunday, and I have to learn this, that all the things that I've been going through in life and all the challenges, they are happening to show, so God can show me what he put in me, who I am in him, that I can do that. So this CD deals with a lot of that. DVD deals with a lot of that, because you got to know how to change your mechanics. I can't give you a good word of encouragement if you don't do nothing with it. That's why it's so important that, my pastors talk about all the time, having an encounter with God. So many people go to church and never have an encounter with God. You got to have a true encounter with God. And the way you have to do that is you have to change what you do. You have to read the word day and night. You have to study. You have to spend time with God. You have to talk to God. You have to pray. You have to fast. You have to do all the mechanical things that he do. God could have just said, okay, I want the world to be right the way it was and wipe out everything. But he sent Jesus. He sent Jesus to die for us. And see, when you look at Jesus, when Jesus died for us, the Bible said he was marked, he was scarred beyond he went through more than any human being ever went through for our sins. And think about that. When they asked him, he said, my kingdom, I could summon 10,000 angels. Could you imagine going through all that and then saying, Father, forgive them, because they know not what they do. Father, forgive them. You have to understand that the things that you're going through is going to glorify you in the end. You're going to be glorified being there. And you have to understand that you have to check yourself. Also, you got to understand the most important thing, and I always tell people all this, and I spoke about it on the CD, and I hope it bless you, is that what you bind on earth, you bind in heaven. Well, you bind it, you bind in heaven. The problem is you're not binding nothing because you're not making any decisions. It doesn't matter if you give me an opportunity if I don't have a decision behind it. It matters if you give me no money if I don't have a decision behind it. It matters if you send me good people if I don't have a decision behind it. See, you have to make a decision and you have to stick to it. And you have to say to yourself that I am going to sign this decision with my blood, my sweat, and tears. I am going to bind it on earth and I'm going to bind it on heaven. So therefore, it doesn't matter what happens, good or bad. No matter any variables that come, I am going to live by this decision. I have made a decision to be a radio personality. God made the decision to make me a minister. I have made a decision to do so. Now, I plan on being the best I can be. Hall of Fame radio personality. I'm already good looking. I lost weight. I know y'all looking at that like, wow, you know, got the fresh fade on from the barber shop, cut, bald head, you know. I see y'all ladies out there, Hercules. and I never thought I would go bald, but it actually looked good on me. I was trying to save the little hair I had, but then I realized that I was looking like a bootleg George Jefferson. And I said, I can't do that because my lining was going always back to my ears, you know. And then the worst part about it, I was like, you know, I felt embarrassed because the barber was lining me up, you know, from the front to the back of my head. And this what really changed it. I'm gonna share this on radio. What really made me go bald. The barber shop he would spray that black spray on my hair and line it up. So it mixed in with my hair, looked like I lined it up. The problem was it started raining that day. So when it rained that day, it washed half of the spray off the side of my head. So I only had the other half. So it was like when I turned one way, I got hair, and the other way, I'm bald. And I didn't realize that till I got to work and people started laughing. I'm thinking people laughing at me because they happy to see me. Hey, how you doing? I make people laugh. But then when I went to the washroom, I look, I'm like, man, half of my hair gone. So I say, man, the next time I went back, I told them, man, y'all gotta cut this off, cut it all the way bald with the razor, and it actually turned out good. So I had to check my hair. I had to check my hair first so everybody else could get bald. But you know, I had to check myself. So people of God, I am really excited about this project. I am really thankful to God about this project. I am really thankful to everyone that's supporting this project. And these people, yeah, people calling. People, stop calling me. I'm on the radio. I'm on the radio. People calling me. You know what? And everybody called me right. I'm on the radio. People of God. So get this CD. Get this DVD. Play it while you watch it. Believe me, write these concepts down. I guarantee you it's going to bless your life. And I guarantee you that you're going to be blessed behind it. I guarantee that it's going to change your life. I guarantee it's going to make you think because you want to think about things that you do. And again, the premise of the CD is I check myself. I'm going to be the change I'm going to be. If I'm tired of my neighborhood, I'm going to go out here and I'm going to go speak to the neighborhood. I'm going to go clean it up. I'm going to go out here, whatever it is. I'm tired. If I'm tired of being broke, if I got to go sell, if I got to go sell candy bars, you know, they had them fundraisers where you go sell whatever I got to go do. I am going to do it to change my situation. And you would be surprised if you start to work at changing yourself, you'll be surprised how much things change. An alcoholic can't be around another alcoholic if that other alcoholic stopped drinking. Big difference. You know, man, you need to stop drinking. Why? Because I stopped drinking. Man, you shouldn't use drugs. Why? Because I stopped using drugs. You know, man, you know what? You're a big person. You think about having a gastric sleeve surgery. Why should I do that? Because I had it. You have to be what you say you want to see. I'm on the radio. It's like being on the radio for me is such a therapy for me. Talking to everyone, talking to radio is such a therapy for me. I love being on the radio. I love the passion. But I had to check myself on a lot of things because I remember I wanted to get a million things out at one time. My first few shows, you ever seen my first few shows, people of God? I had when the hour stopped, I still had a half a page of stuff to talk about. But I learned how to speak in the show. I learned how to get it out. And let me just say, before I go any further, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. And how you can honor your mother, you can honor her by being right in your actions, and what you do honors her. So you honor your parents, you honor the people that poured into you by your actions and what you do. And we gotta point the finger at us. We gotta point the finger because our moms did the best they could, and they did what it is they know how to, and they got us to where we are. But it's our turn. It's our turn to be everything that they've seen for us to be, everything they want us to be. And to all mothers, especially my mom, Pearl Wright, excellent mom, amazing, strong woman of God. I love her so much. To my grandma who's in heaven, I know she's watching down. And to all the mothers out there, my aunties and everyone, and all the mothers of the church, Mother Henderson, and all the people and ladies that raise your kids and take care of your kids, God bless you. Know that, they're a reflection of you, and that they wouldn't be where they are if it wasn't for you. So God bless all the mothers. God bless you. Now, again, I pray that the CD blesses you. Again, people of God, if the Solution Show has blessed you, or you want to be a blessing Solution Show, you can go to my GoFundMe page on my page, and whatever you want to donate, please donate. Thank you. Allow me to keep being a voice for and to the community, for the grassroots people of the community, so that we can keep lifting people up. People of God, we have to learn to support good things. We have a lot of negative shows. We have a lot of negative things. People need encouragement, and we have to learn to bless people that encourages people. Now, I think, again, I think all that have donated, I pray that more do donate, but we have to bless the people of God. We have to sow into good seed, good ground. This is good seed. This is good ground. I have most people on my show that don't normally get a chance to speak. Everyone has a story, and everyone has a situation that they've dealt with, will deal with, or going through things. And believe me, I know, because I've been going through some things in my life. And I thank God for having a strong faith. I thank God for having an amazing church family. I thank God for having amazing pastors, amazing people to pour in my life. I thank God for this radio station. I thank God for everything and everybody that had a hand in pouring into who Minister Corey Wright is. I thank God for them. I take them lightly. I thank God for everyone. And that's why we have to keep shows like this and stations and things like this, so we can keep God's word and God's uplifting and people out there, so that they can keep lifting up the community, because people are broken. People are hurting, and people need a good rhema word from God. People need uplifting. So, people of God, please support the show. As soon as the CD is available, I will have it everywhere. Get this CD. Get the CD, get the DVD. It will bless you. And I just want to finish the show, just to say again that, people of God, you have to be your own rescue. No more excuses. Excuses are man's tools of incompetence that build bridges to nowhere and monuments of nothing. Build no more monuments of nothing. Make no more excuses. Excuses are blamed for not doing what God said do in the first place. You get up, you make that change, and you go and you do what it is God called you to do. Thank you. Buy the CD, buy the DVD. God bless everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I pray this message and this broadcast has blessed you. Again, go to my page and support. God bless you. Peace. To hear the diesels humming. Don't need no ticket. You just get on board. You just get